Hello FTS, my name is Max Hansen and I'm doing my presentation on global warming.
What is global warming?
Global warming is the increase in temperature globally around the world from an increase in CO2 levels in the upper atmosphere. Now for a couple fun facts. When I said CO2, another word for that is carbon dioxide, if some of you hadn't known that. Also, human-caused global warming is also called anthropogenic climate warming. Humans are pouring CO2 into the atmosphere faster than plants in the oceans can absorb them. Even if humans did stop putting CO2s into the air right now, that CO2s persist in the air, which would mean global warming would not decrease immediately. Some experts say that global warming is the cause of the Earth's natural cycle around the sun, but those global warmings happened over centuries. Global warming happening now has happened over the past 100 years. There has been a 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit increase in the past 100 years, and that temperature increase is increasing exponentially.
Interesting.
The Arctic is increasing twice as fast globally than the rest of the world. The last 2 decades on this planet have been the warmest decades in the past 400 years. The Montana Glacier National Park has lost 82% of its glaciers. Coral reefs have suffered the most bleaching ever recorded, that being 70%. Wildfires, heat waves, and strong tropical storms are also attributed to global warming. And now we're going to go interview people. Come on! Hey there, Blake. What are your thoughts on global warming?
Sounds like it's a pretty big problem. There's been a lot of money spent on it.
Indeed, yes. Did you know that polar bears are dying because of global warming?
I did not.
You didn't?
No.
Yeah, they are. What are your thoughts on global warming?
Is that the club down the street that just opened up?
No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the rise in temperatures of the Earth due to CO2 emissions.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like it sucks.
Yeah. So, do you know much about global warming?
No, I don't. Tell me more.
Well, did you know that the past 2 decades have been the warmest temperatures ever recorded in the last 400 years?
Sounds like a problem. What are they doing about it?
Well, right now, scientists are trying to do a lot, but society right now doesn't seem to understand or even know what's going on. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to inform everyone about global warming through this presentation. But I've got to go find other people to interview right now. Thanks for having me. Thomas,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on global warming?
I think that global warming is a Ponzi scheme by the government.
Really?
Yes, I do.
That is quite an interesting statement.
Global warming's horse.
Did you know
Did I know what?
Did you know that in the past 100 years, the temperature has increased 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it is a terrible, terrible thing going on.
I don't think it is because I live in Minnesota and I like to be warm.
Well, eventually it's going to be too warm, do you know that? Do you know that the Montana Glacier National Park has lost 82% of its glaciers already?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Montana's like 2 states over. Same latitude.
Right.
Oh, hey.
Mr. Zelensky, I'm Tommy Callahan.
What are your thoughts on global warming?
Sorry to hear about your dad.
It's not a great thing.
No?
No.
Do you know much about it? Like what's going on?
The Pine Tree perfume there, kid.
Oceans are rising, glaciers are melting, temperatures rising.
Yeah, that's the basics. Good. We have a well-informed student here at Gustavus. I'm glad to see that. I guess I don't need to ask you any questions. Thank you. Scott, what are your thoughts on global warming?
Bad.
It is bad. Yes. Do you know many facts about global warming? Oh yeah. Like, could you inform me of some in the class? Does that be
Class.
I can make the parts
Global warming's false.
That's what you think,
It's a
huh?
medieval warming period. It's the same degree of change. CO2 is just a catalyst, however. And if we get the emissions
Believe it or not, I'm providing service.
Keep
The
going.
emissions under control, global warming will stop because the trees and plants will take it under control.
Wieners.
Actually,
That is true. If we stop CO2,
No, not right away.
Yes,
It-
not right away,
the
but in the
CO2
future, it
persists.
will stop.
a long time from now.
Not really. Like it's like a year to
No,
get.
the
Yes,
CO2
it is.
will persist in the atmosphere.
No, yeah, but
for
the
many
trees,
years.
trees and oceans will absorb.
It will take them a while.
Yeah, like a year and a half.
No, a little longer than that.
No.
Alright.
How long?
Many years, like hundreds of years.
How do you know?
I looked it up on the internet. Yeah.
Wikipedia.
It wasn't Wikipedia, no, it wasn't.
National Geographic.
It was. And they're very, very resourceful.
to anyone and I will kill you. Do you
I
understand
just
me?
looked it up on the internet right now.
It looks
You
real.
want me to go get the internet?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, this right here is what I was talking about. These gases persist in the atmosphere for years, meaning that even if such emissions were eliminated today, it would not immediately stop global warming. Boom. We're interviewing you. Shelby, what are your thoughts on global warming? The camera
Not-
needs to see your face.
So embarrassing.
Why is it embarrassing?
It's just, what are your thoughts?
Because I have like a pound of pillows and
do you
blankets.
do you believe in global warming?
Do I believe in it?
Do you believe it's happening?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Alright, do you know what things you can do to stop
I
it?
do not. Can you tell me?
Did you know by crushing a styrofoam cup it releases CO2s into the air?
I didn't know.
It does, yeah.
It's so interesting.
Yeah. Do you ever like leave your car on and then go into the house to get something and you're like, oh, I'll just leave my car on for a little bit? You do
Yeah.
that? You shouldn't do that
Okay.
because the exhaust releases CO2s in the air. You're just exponentially increasing our temperature.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible person.
Yeah, there's just some fun facts. You're not that bad.
Okay.
Lots of other people do it too.
Okay.
All right, you can go now.
Thanks. I need my pillow.
Now that we know how ill-informed students at Gustavus are, let's look at some ways to help prevent global warming.
Man, I cannot wait to dig into this granola bar.
Whoa, man, hey, stop. You're using a styrofoam plate.
So?
Did you know that when you crunch styrofoam, like what I'm sure you're gonna do when you throw it away, or at least when it gets to the dump, they're gonna crush it, it releases CO2s in the air. So, here, why don't you use a paper one? And from now on, use paper.
Alright, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, this room smells like crap.
Whoa, hey, dude, no. You really shouldn't use that stuff because that is an aerosol can, and using aerosol cans release CO2s into the air. Use this pump action stuff because that is just hand power. It doesn't release CO2s in the air at all.
Alright, man.
Awesome. I just need to grab a couple things. Wait a second. I just turned my car off because every second I leave my car on, that's releasing CO2s into the air. Wonderful.
Sir, our production rates have never been higher. We're pumping out electricity like never before.
Wonderful. We'll make our quota by the deadline easily. All right. Increase production rates by tenfold.
But sir, we're obviously going to make our quota anyways. And besides, what about global warming?
Ah, who cares when you're making money? Now that we've done all this together, let's sum it all up. We know burning fossil fuels releases CO2s into the upper atmosphere, and that these CO2 levels are increasing exponentially. This causes temperatures to rise globally, polar ice caps and glaciers to melt, sea levels to rise, and coral reefs to bleach and die, which all together causes habitat loss and species to go extinct. Ways to fix this is use paper instead of styrofoam, use hand power instead of aerosol, and don't leave your car running, and also deck bag CEOs. And if you don't,